So the first article that we're going to examine is Amazon is reportedly launching an NFT initiative this spring. So it is one of the latest Fortune 500 companies to venture into NFTs. And I don't think this is out of nowhere. I think they've been building this for a while. And if Amazon were to come out the gates and launch its own marketplace, Amazon has a huge marketplace and it knows this game. Obviously, they usually are selling more physical goods, although, again, they started in the digital world, starting with digital books that you could go and buy. So they can come in with their resources and be a pretty substantial player if they're able to go and get buy-in from the Web3 community and do the right types of collaborations with brands and people who are doing big drops, et cetera. Coinbase tried this last year, and unfortunately, it did not work in their favor. And they put a ton of money, resources, and team into it. Unfortunately, because it didn't do as hot, Coinbase suffered, and so did the team that was behind that. So Amazon, I believe, is trying to learn from what happened there and come about it from a better approach. So it'll be interesting to see how that one plays out. Next, we're going to look at Doodles. So Doodles unveils Doodles 2 and details and flow expansion. So what is happening over there is that the ecosystem expansion has been in development for about a year now, and it's anticipated that the next generation is going to be coming out. And it's not going to be taking place on Ethereum, which a lot of people for a long time thought it was. I think it's really interesting to see that we covered a story earlier about how even Uniswap is looking to go towards BNB. You even have some of these other larger NFT brands that are looking to make the shift over into some of these other chains as well. I think that Ethereum is in this crucial point that if they can't retain their stickiness and really keep their core of the creatives and the protocols, the layer twos that are being built on top of them, that they could soon see competition come in and really start to solidify some of that market share and get some of that away from Ethereum. So I think, again, this is really interesting, and I am curious on how this is going to happen. So again, the Doodles 2, they had 10,000 PFP NFTs. They're capping it at that, but the mission 2 is that it's going to be more accessible to more people. So again, Doodles is a big player that came into the game, and they are trying to expand their brand, get more people, so it's less exclusive, if you will, and try to be more inclusive. So we'll see what Doodles 2 is able to perform with that. Next, we're going to look at Rarible. They've launched a marketplace for builders for Polygon NFT collections. Polygon is doing a really good job of continuing to expand its market share, especially in the NFT marketplace. More and more people are building on it because it's fast, cheap, and efficient. And as OpenSea is the marketplace that a lot of people go to. Rarible is kind of been the place where people drop, the one of ones, et cetera. Or Super Rare has been an example of doing more of that. Whereas Rarible is still trying to get more market share and get more of that niche ready to go. And so they said, okay, well, how can we do that? Let's look at Polygon. Let's see how we can get more ways to get that going. And so because of the growing popularity for the Polygon ecosystem, Rarible is trying to capitalize on that and get more of those people to come and live and participate there. So this is one that I'm going to keep tracking as Rarible, again, tries to continue to be a competitor in this space, but we will see as time goes on. Our next article, we're going to look at the Porsche NFT. So Porsche NFT trading volumes are 5 million despite its launching woes, and although they had to have a minting halt. So the NFT had to halt its minting back on January 25th in response to user complaints. The luxury car manufacturer from Germany, NFT reached about 2,839 ETH, which is about 4.5 million in total sales volume. But the collection immediately had a floor price of around 2.74 ETH. and it sold as high as like 9.18, with over 1,705 total sales. And it was originally meant to have 7,500 NFTs, but had to abruptly halt that minting process. So the supply had been reduced by 2,363 NFTs. Now, what's really cool about this is that you're seeing a demand for this, and they might do something cool in the future. It'd be interesting, and this is pure speculation from my point, of them being able to take that remaining 2,363 and be able to drop them later as its own drop, and be able to make it maybe a little bit more special, since they weren't able to be fully minted out and they had to abruptly halt it. But it's pretty impressive that Porsche was able to come out and have such a successful launch. And they must have learned from some bad launches of other projects that didn't necessarily pan out. Like, for example, the Corvette that was supposed to be minted by Chevrolet, and just didn't really have that pizzazz and launch as well as the company would have liked. So congrats over to Porsche. We'll see what happens to that remaining 2,363 NFTs that felt to be minted. Next, we're going to look at music meets the metaverse and cross-genre release by the Avila Brothers, Snoop Dogg, and Billy Ray Cyrus. So the Web3 opens its door for fans to connect with their favorite artists in a setting slightly more impressive than what was happening in a couple of other drops for collaborations from different artists on a platform. So what's been really cool to see is the embracing of more and more artists to look at NFTs as a viable solution, to then look at how people can interact in the metaverse. Snoop Dogg and Eminem did a I think during the Music MTV Awards that we covered a couple of months back, they did their video in the metaverse. And I think seeing that happen on mainstream media has really catapulted artists to figure out how can they start to get more and more involved in this. And so seeing this kind of, again, collaboration between the Villa Brothers, Snoop Dogg, and Billy Ray Cyrus, you're getting across a ton of different genres who are trying to learn and embrace this. Snoop Dogg's really being at the forefront of this and trying to be an advocate and a spokesperson in a lot of different ways, has a ton of really cool things coming out even in his world as it relates to Web3. And I think this will continue to be a trend that we see happen in 2023. So I don't think this is going to be the last time we see some really cool cross-genre releases into the metaverse. Over our final two articles that we're going to cover today, we're going to talk about Nike's Web3 platform, Swoosh, will reward creators for virtual sneaker designs. So the global sports brand is offering $5,000 cash prize to a chance to collaborate with the Nike designers on a one-of-one virtual sneaker. Nike has dropped a ton of money into this virtual space. They already have patents for the metaverse. They are trying to encourage creators to come and collaborate with them. And who wouldn't want to work with Nike? So I think they're doing a really good job of really embracing the artist community who are already in the space building and getting them to collaborate with them. And this is a really cool way to come out and get this done. So if you are one of those creators and you are trying to participate, this is a cool one. You could go check this one out if you want to get $5,000 and probably an opportunity to do a lot more collaborations with Nike in the future. So definitely go check this one out. And for our final article that we're going to cover, we are going to be looking at Web3 gaming studio Mythical Games releasing a new marketplace. So the launch of Mythical Marketplace 2.0 follows the studio's acquisition of gaming marketplace D Market. So the Web3 gaming studio is continuing to expand, it's continuing to grow. And the company is providing the infrastructure for Mythical Marketplace 2.0 that will allow users to purchase gameplay assets. Mythical Games is really trying to be a large player in the gaming space as it relates to Web3 through acquisitions, through being able to provide easier user experiences through their marketplaces. So I think Mythical Games is doing a lot of the right things. I think they're one of the platforms and companies that are really trying to embrace the bridging of gamers in Web 2.0 to Web 3 and understanding what it's going to take to get them to make that conversion over. And so they're slowly making those steps. And I think Mythical Games is going to be one of those companies that you want to keep your eye on. So that is going to cover this week's Aftershock. We're probably going to start making these a little shorter and sweeter. We're going to give you the quick nuggets of everything that's going on. If you have any questions, any feedback, please make sure to leave some comments in the description. If you have other things that you think we should be covering, please let us know. If you liked what we had to say today, please give us a like and a subscribe. And as always, we hope you continue to stay cryptocurrent.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Cryptocurrent. Cryptocurrent is a cryptocurrency and blockchain education platform that's bridging the gap between the curious newcomers who are just discovering the space and the thought leaders who are shaping its future. All opinions expressed by Richard Carthon, the Cryptocurrent team, and their guests on this show are exclusively their own opinions. This show and any other cryptocurrent production is exclusively for informational purposes.